Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a long time. It's been 3 months, I think, since my last post on this channel. But I also created another channel, which I'll link in the chat. Or not the chat, the comments at the end, like in the description. When I finish this video and when it gets uploaded. But yeah, so the reason we are doing a video, the main reason today is because Damian Lillard has been traded. From the Blazers to the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team blockbuster deal that involved so Portland received Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, and I think rookie, right? This guy's a rookie, Tumani Kamara from Dayton University, late second-round pick. Milwaukee's 2029 unprotected first, and unprotected Milwaukee swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Suns received Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. No picks. And the Blazers, this is key. The Blazers got Drew Holiday and I think it was Drew Holiday and DeAndre Ayton, but Drew Holiday is expected to be moved like next week. The Blazers are expected to engage contending teams on trade talks to move Holiday. So, honestly, when you look at this trade, obviously you see that Giannis now has Lillard on his team, and they look like the main contender in the East. And yes, they do, but when you look at the trade overall, it's actually a win-win-win trade. Everyone wins. That's what it looks like here. I mean, here, I'll explain why I think this, right? So Damian Lillard, probably, he's one of the greatest shooters of all time, and especially in the game today, right now. Great offensive player. He's incredible. They add him to the Bucks, right? Automatically, and they kept Middleton, right? I know Middleton has been injured recently, but we saw what he did in the 2020 playoffs. He was incredible, and he can be incredible. But, I mean, yeah, they did lose Drew Holiday, and Drew Holiday was like the backbone of that defense. So it's going to be hard defensively for the Blazers, for the Bucks. To deal with that loss. I mean, they do have Defensive Player of the Year candidate Brook Lopez, and also Giannis, another Defensive Player of the Year candidate. But they lost their best defensive player to get one of the best offensive players in the league. And yeah. So, yeah, here there's this other article as well with Zach Lowe, another ESPN senior insider writer. And he was saying, look at this. Where's the thing? What will Milwaukee's offense look like with Giannis and Dame? He says gulp here because that's he was supposed to be going to the Heat. They had been talking about it for 2 months. And just out of nowhere, the Bucks get him, and now it's Lillard and Giannis, two of the greatest players of this generation, on the same team. But how is this a win for these other teams, right? All right. So I'm going to go into Portland. So first of all, this is one part of the Suns' W. So, right, getting Ayton for Portland is helpful because he's a good center who proved a couple of years ago that he could be that guy at one point. And Portland has Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, Drew Holiday. Right now, Drew Holiday is going to be flipped for another good player too, because his trade value is pretty high. So Drew Holiday is now on the team. He's not really going to play there. They got Ayton, who's a younger center who can, like, sort of mentor Scoot in a way. I mean, he's not really, like, Ayton's not him. Like, he's not that guy that you expect to go out there and average, like, 25 a night, 10 rebounds. But he's a solid center who would be good for a solid Portland team. And solid and young Portland team. So that's why it's a W for Portland. Also, the Suns, it looked like Ayton overall, just in the last couple of years, he's been holding them back, I think. Like, looking at the last 2 years, since they made that finals when Ayton was actually good, that was the Suns-Bucks, actually. But they got rid of Ayton, and that's good, right, for them. Because it's been looking that way for the past, like, year and a half. It's been looking like they were going to have to trade Ayton because he wasn't cutting it, right? This is also a win because, first of all, if you're the Suns, you're getting Grayson Allen, solid player, a great shooter too. Nasir Little, also a solid player. And Keon Johnson, who's in his third year out of Tennessee. Or no, second year, going into his third year out of Tennessee. And he's a solid player. He's actually very good. Like, in college, I remember watching him, and he was real good. Like, here.
He's a high-level shooter. Keon Johnson is being projected. Keon Johnson, the 6'5" freshman, who's the #1 player in Tennessee as a high school.
This was from 2 years ago, as you can probably tell, because they were talking about him being like a college team. These are college highlights too, so yeah.
Projected as a lottery pick. He's already taken the NBA by storm.
I'm from the bottom, the struggle and made me a dream.
Oh my goodness, Keon Johnson!
Something to believe in. Straight off the block and you stop the arenas. I cannot quit. Pop on my jock, I'm popping the clip. Popping the top and then I'm paparazzi like rocking on 6. Who can stop me now? Who can stop me now?
We see him do stuff like that every day. We seen crazy stuff in that, so we really know him.
Yeah, back in Tennessee, that man was a dog. Like, he was good. And that's not the reason why it's a win. Like, okay, it's good to get 3 solid players out of this trade, and you're getting Yusuf Nurkic, right? They flipped Ayton, a center who some people skill-wise would rank I would rank Ayton as a better skilled center than Nurkic, right? But I feel like Nurkic fits that role that the Suns are missing. The Suns don't have a guy who's just going to go out there and get you just offensive rebounds and, like, feed the ball back to your studs, like your stars. Because now they have Beal, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker. Right? Oh, no, not Chris Paul. Beal, Durant, and Booker. Sorry, my bad. Chris Paul is now in the Warriors. Yeah, so you got Nurkic now, who just goes out there, gets offensive rebounds, and gives your team more possessions. Like, I would ask for that. Like, I would want that on my team, right? Like, I feel like it completes the Suns more, and it will give them a better chance to, like, improve on rebounding. Because I feel like right now their team just doesn't have a significant rebounding weapon. Because Durant, even though he's tall, doesn't really get that many rebounds. Booker and Beal are guards. They don't get many rebounds. Like, they can, but they're young. They're, like, shorter. Not young. Well, Booker's kind of young, sort of. How old is he now? Devin Booker is 26 years old, so that's semi-young. But yeah, I feel like all 3 teams have, like, benefited from this trade, especially with Lillard, because Lillard's been wanting to get out of there for, like, 2 years, and I don't blame him. Like, Stephen A. Smith even called Portland a prison on TV. So it's kind of funny to see someone have that kind of reaction to something like this. But yeah, And yeah, now we're gonna watch this video from ESPN about Stephen A. Smith's reaction to the trade. I think this was on. He joined NBA Today to give his reaction on the trade. Also, yeah, let's watch Charles Barkley's reaction too, and react to that. Because I just want to know what the analysts are thinking right now about the trade and how, like.
A CRM shouldn't set your teams back.
Okay. Yeah, so here we go. Let's get into this video.
I'd like to welcome in an MVP for the Phoenix Suns, one Hall of Famer, Charles Barkley, and Chuck. Man, since Matt Ishbia took over with your Phoenix Suns, the owner, this team has been busy. So what do you make of the Phoenix Suns getting involved in it?
All right, first, before they get into this, they said Charles Barkley's Phoenix Suns. I know he, like he won a title there. Or, yeah, I think he did, yeah. Like, he was a great player, but, like, I don't remember him specifically being, or specifically because he was a Suns player. I remember Sixers Charles Barkley, Rockets Charles Barkley, Suns Charles Barkley, all equally. Like, he was just a guy who was just there and just that good every year for like 4 different teams over like 15-year career. But yeah, still, he was great in Phoenix, and I mean, they have the right to call him Phoenix's Charles Barkley. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny that they're calling him that when he originally played for he played for like 4 different teams. So yeah. All right, let's get into this video here.
It's Damian Lillard trade.
Well, I'm not totally shocked. I'm shocked that he went to Milwaukee.
And also, he said he's shocked that he went to Milwaukee. He's not alone in that, because he was getting the public, like Lillard was getting the public view, coming across with the public view that like he was going to be ending up on the Miami Heat, which actually I think happened with Beal when he was going to be traded somewhere, and Durant before that, and there was probably another player with the same Miami, he's going to the Heat kind of vibe thing. And like, I was going to sleep the other day, about to go to sleep, and I look at my phone, and I see Damian Lillard to the Bucks. And I'm like, what the hell have I just witnessed? Like, I didn't expect that at all. Like, no one was saying Milwaukee was even close to getting a chance. But part of the reason why Milwaukee also made this move is because they needed to, right? Giannis, let's look at Giannis's contract, right? So, yeah, okay. He signed a 5-year contract in 2020 until the 2025-2026 season, right? We're now in 2023. He probably expected, once he signed that contract, to already have another title, and he doesn't have that, right? So, Giannis, I think, posted on social media not that long ago to go all in. And people thought when in 2020 they got like Drew Holiday and a couple other great pieces, they thought that was going all in. But this is. Damian Lillard is a superstar who's been known for clutch shots his whole career in the playoffs, with 2 big ones in like big playoff games to clinch series. So getting him on the team is going to be like very interesting to see, and I'm excited to see how this team's going to work next season. But yeah, let's continue this here.
Obviously, Milwaukee should be the betting favorites now. You know, it's clear that the Suns had something was going on with DeAndre Ayton. And, you know, it goes back to that was an issue with Monty Williams and DeAndre. And now clearly it must have been something else going on in the organization. They clearly just want to get rid of him. But the big winner is the Milwaukee Bucks. And who else? Their general manager. They got a new coach. He's a young.
Okay. I am probably gonna. I mean, I'm gonna disagree kind of with that take. Like, I get that he's saying, like obviously Damian Lillard's a superstar. Giannis is a superstar. But I know Drew Holiday's only a star, right? At this point, yeah, no, he is a star. But he is one of the best defensive players in the whole NBA. And one of the better defensive players of all time. I mean, probably not that, but at his position. He's one of the better defensive guards in NBA history, right? And you just got rid of it like that. Got rid of him like that. And you traded him for what? Damian Lillard, right? Okay, I'm going to say this. He's an incredible player, but he is very offensive-setted in his, like, game. That, like, defensively, he's not the best defender. And you lose all that defense from Holiday, and defensively, the Bucks are not looking as strong. I mean, I know Giannis has, I think, either won a Defensive Player of the Year or come close to it before, and Lopez as well. But still, I don't know. I feel like all three teams had their fair share of W's out of this trade. But yeah. Whoops.
Yeah. I forget his name. Adrian.
Yep, Adrian Griffin. Yep.
Yeah, Adrian is man. He's got a great team to start. You know, I like what the Celtics did going out getting Porzingis, but I think it's fair to say that the Milwaukee Bucks are the favorite going into the season to win the NBA championship.
And Chuck, with that being said, what is the biggest message for Adrian Griffin, knowing that Dame was a star in Portland, Giannis is used to having the ball in his hands, late game situation? What is that message for both guys to buy into we ball, because it used to be in me ball late game situation?
Good question, actually.
Well, I think it can benefit both guys because, number one, Dame has always had to do everything by himself. So it's going to be nice for him to play with somebody. Number one, let's don't leave out Chris Middleton. So I think it's going to be beneficial to both guys. You know, Giannis, I think the one thing he's going to have to learn to do, and I've always thought it was the one weakness of his game, he's got to learn to play without the basketball. It's going to make the game easier for him. You know, he used to bring it up going downhill. Now, if he get out on that wing, I think he's going to get a lot more easier baskets in the full court. And in the half court, him and Dame, man, and Chris. I mean, you think about it. When they won the championship, their pick and roll was.
And, like, a lot of people have forgotten how good Chris Middleton was in his prime. Like, he was a bucket. In that playoff series, he had a game where he had, like, 42 points and, like, 14 in a row for the Bucks. Like, he was a bucket in the 2020 playoffs, and, like, before that, like, he was incredible. Chris Middleton's one of those underrated guys. I know he keeps getting injured, but he can come back and be like that again. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a great player, too. And, yeah.
Chris Middleton and Giannis. Now you're going to have Giannis and Dame. Man, that is going to be explosive. So, Giannis, I think, is going to really help him. But it's
because, like, who are you going to put your best defender on? Not many teams have that many good defenders. You have to guard three of, like, the better. Like, Middleton's not one of the better scorers anymore, but, like, still probably top 100, top 50. You're going to have to put three guys on those people. That's, like, tough. Like, if you have your two best defenders on Giannis and Dame, putting all that pressure on them, Middleton's potentially going to go out and get some buckets too. Like, right? Also, I didn't realize it, but I just saw Rudy Gay sign with the Warriors. He's like 36, 37 years old. I don't know. I mean, I think he's going to get some playing time this year. He's a pretty old veteran who's actually still a good player. But Warriors are just signing a lot of old guys. I think they're going, like, for a veteran, like, experience type of team to get that, like, one of those last playoff, like, runs with Curry, with the whole gang together, basically. Yeah.
He's going to have to do it all by himself. He's going to have two guys, not one. He's going to have two guys they can get a ball to, and he don't. In Portland, anytime you go back and look at Portland, every big shot they've had the last 5 to 7 10 years has been him making a Hail Mary from half court. Now he can make that shot, but now he's going to have Giannis and Chris Middleton. So, man, it's a great day for the Milwaukee Bucks.
For real.
I'm not upset with what the Suns did. I mean, obviously, they already made their big move going out getting Bradley Beal. I think they're probably, I don't want to say they're the favorite in the West because, man, I love what the Lakers have done.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you take your head off to what the Lakers have done this summer. I think them.
Yeah, because let's see. Lakers signings. When did we get Christian Wood as well? Are you freaking serious? Wait, Christian Wood? Okay, so we got Christian Wood, Gabe Vincent, Taurean Prince, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, Jalen Hood-Schifino. And we brought back everyone else except for like a couple of players. But that's a great team. The Lakers are making moves out west. They are looking scary too. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season. Yeah.
And the Suns are the two favorites because I really think the Nuggets lost some good players, man. I do. I think the Nuggets lost some good players. I don't want to disrespect the champs, but if you ask me going in.
Yeah, wait, who did the Nuggets lose? Did they lose Jokic to Serbia? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, to his horses back home. Bruce Brown, Pacers. And Jeff Green to the Rockets. Yeah, Bruce Brown was a key impact in that. Without Bruce Brown, I'm not gonna lie, like he was a key part of that team. Yeah, and Jeff Green averaged 17 minutes. I thought it was points. I was like, what the and they lost Thomas Bryant to the Heat. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, yeah, they might not be as deep. That's the problem. Like, their team's good. They're still very good, and they still got playoff Jamal, who's gonna play like playoff Jamal in the playoffs. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so let's look at this even more.
And the Suns are the two favorites in the West. In the East, it's the Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay, I see that, like, I get the West part, but, I mean, it's obviously not going to be a two-headed race in the West or East, right? I feel like another team that could pose a threat will be the Warriors. This is in the West. The Warriors, the Nuggets, and the Clippers. Because, like, okay, I know we always say the Clippers are like a super team, a pretend super team, which, like, they don't always play like one, but there's times where they look really good. Like Paul George and Leonard, they've been on and off injured a lot. So that's one of the reasons why they haven't done so well. But when they're healthy, they're a problem. Just like the Warriors, like Curry's been getting injured. There was that time 2 years ago where they just won the title. Like, when Curry had been injured for the last 2 years before that, over the course of those 2 years. Obviously, it was not one long 2-year injury, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, this is just very interesting. And also, there's many teams you can put in the conversation, too. The defending champs, Nuggets. On the East side, I would say Sixers. And I know this is, crazy, but the way the Knicks played last year, they could actually get like 4 seed, 5 seed. I mean, they looked really good last year. But I think in the East it's a lot more predictable because it's like every year for the past like 4 years, except for the Kawhi Leonard Raptors team year, it's always been the Sixers, Bucks, and Celtics. Like, don't get me wrong, who else in the East really poses a threat to those teams? Like, look. We got Boston. Okay, wait, when was that? That was 2017. Yeah, like Cleveland wasn't good. Oh, wait, Heat. What am I talking about? Wait, silly me. The Miami Heat, I just acted like they didn't exist and they didn't have Jimmy Butler. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Miami Heat also should be there. And yeah, I just feel like the either way though, the West is still less predictable. Like, it's a confusing decision to make. Yeah.
Chuck, it sounds like you're buying the Bucks. That's what I keep hearing from you as you keep going down this list. But there's something I often hear.
Okay. I mean, he's on the phone. I would rather listen to the person like actually be on the screen, but it doesn't matter. You get the gist of what like he's saying. Also, this is a great comment right here. Like, the Bucks pulled it off without trading like Chris Middleton or Brook Lopez. I mean, yeah, this is also a good point because, like, he's one of those players that would fit that role. Right? Like, Brook Lopez gets rebounds. One of the best defensive centers in the league. The best, actually, right now. And, yeah. But, this is true, too. And especially the second part. However, his scoring went downward the last couple of years. Like, Holiday wasn't as good of a scorer. That's one of the reasons why he... Or wait, what? Drew Holiday. This guy below just said he had the highest scoring season of his career. Or not career. Was it career that it just said? Well, he's wrong then. It was his second, though. That's actually pretty good. He was less efficient, though. And in the playoffs, he probably was not good at all. I mean, it went down to 18 and 40%. But it was 38% the year before in the playoffs when he was averaging 19. And in that, yeah, I mean, he wasn't even that bad. Like, I don't know.
88 days ago.
Yeah, here we go. This is NBA Today. Stephen A. Smith. This is his reaction.
Damian Lillard requested a trade out of Portland, and today our Adrian Wojnarowski reports that he is on his way to the Milwaukee Bucks. This is what Damian Lillard is bringing to Milwaukee. And actually, we've heard from Dame. He just put this out on social media. He said
the casuals won't be addressed, but the Trailblazer fans and the city of Portland that I love truly, will be, and they will be addressed truthfully. Stay tuned, excited for my next chapter at Bucks. So yeah, Damian Lillard's given all his respect to the city of Portland because they really loved him, and he really loved them, and that city will like never forget Damian Lillard because he was incredible for the city of Portland. They hadn't been that good in the 2000s. Or actually, that is not true. I don't know what I'm saying. But they hadn't had playoff success until this guy came along, really, in the 2000s. But when this guy came along, he started hitting clutch shots. The city was excited for the postseason every year. And he was just good. They were always there, but never over the top. They've never reached the finals, I think, in this time frame. They did before with Drexler, I think, as well. But, yeah. So, yeah, here we
has
go.
to say more, but for now, let's check in with our very own Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A., Damian Lillard is now a member of the Milwaukee Bucks, according to our Adrian Wojnarowski. Your reaction, sir?
Well, mixed reviews. Number one, from a
All right, well, he's on the phone, too, which is interesting. But, yeah, because usually Stephen A. Smith definitely shows up to the studio, but I think that's because his office is in New York, right? Where is NBA Today filmed? Is it in Bristol? No, it's in LA. Okay, yeah, that's across the country. I don't think he'll be able to show up there. Unless he's got some teleportation powers.
perspective,
Yeah.
it's a perfect fit for him. I think it definitely catapults the Milwaukee Bucks into, and not to say that they weren't in the championship picture to begin with in terms of championship contention, but right there, I think you have to look at them and you have to look at the Boston Celtics as the two top teams in the Eastern Conference, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, everyone's saying Bucks and Celtics, which is true, but don't count out Philly. They were like close to beating the Celtics last season and getting to the, was that conference finals or finals? I don't remember. Oh, no, wait, conference finals.
It's with mixed emotions, obviously, because I've known him for years, and I know that's not where he wanted to go. It certainly was on his list of second or third choices, but it clearly was not his first choice. He wanted to be in Miami with the Heat. He wanted to be a teammate of Jimmy Butler. He wanted to be a player being coached under Eric Spoelstra and run by the Pat Riley himself. That is where he wanted.
July 1st, he requested it, and it took basically 3 months to make the trade. That is wild. That's a long time to put in the paperwork and just make a deal. I mean, it's obviously I'm not in the sports business yet. I want to be, but does it really take that long to make a deal like that? I mean, he's a superstar, so it makes sense. And also, 8 players plus like 7 picks got moved around, so that probably takes a long time to get correct for each team. Like, each team has to approve the deal, so they have to all like it, you know? So, yeah, I feel like that's part of why it took a long time. Also, I mean, when people request a trade, it usually actually takes a long time because, like, they're not expecting it, and, like, they don't know how to prepare right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Wanted to be. He certainly wasn't thinking about going to Milwaukee. That's not a place that he wanted to go, but he'll make the necessary adjustments and do what he has to do, because from a basketball perspective, it is an ideal fit. Certainly, we can't blame the Milwaukee Bucks for making the deal. You want to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo happy. You want to keep him in Milwaukee for years to come. The only way to do that was by making sure that he had the tools necessary to legitimately compete for an NBA championship in his eyes, and acquiring Damian Lillard to join the rest of that crew certainly pulls that off. This is a big, big, big time day for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. The Drake album comes out on like exactly a week from today, which is actually my birthday. So I'm probably gonna do like a reaction video or something like that then. Just cause like, I don't know, I've never reacted to an album before on like a video. And I've seen a lot of other people do it, and it seems pretty fun to just do that. So I think I'm going to put that on my second channel, the Hoops Master 2.0, which I might change the name of actually. But yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.